Good morning, students. Yesterday we have learned about the histology of the pituitary gland. Histology of the pituitary gland. Today we are going to study the hormones released by pituitary gland. The hormones are the chemical messengers which are produced by this gland, that is the pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland, we take the section and see the hormones which are produced. I have given in a beautiful figure also, in which the hormones which are produced by the posterior pituitary and the anterior pituitary. Two portions are there in the pituitary gland, that is posterior and anterior portions, and these two portions, they produce the hormones, different hormones which control the metabolic activities that go through in our body, and they also control the action of different hormones produced by different glands also. So for that purpose, sometimes it is called as the master gland. The pituitary is called as master gland. Now, this is the pituitary and this is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, in which two nucleuses are there. One is supraoptic, the second is paraventricular nucleus. Supraoptic nucleus and the paraventricular nucleus, from which the nerves, they come out and enter in the anterior and the posterior part of the pituitary. They convey the messages, they convey the hormones, they convey the messages to the glomerulus to produce the cells of pituitary glands to produce the hormones. Now, these are the hormones which are produced by posterior pituitary and the anterior pituitary. The posterior pituitary produces ADH and oxytocin. I have shown here it produces the ADH and the oxytocin. ADH acts on the kidney, oxytocin acts on the breast and uterus. Likewise, the anterior pituitary produces 6 hormones. The posterior pituitary produces only 2 hormones, that is ADH and oxytocin. The anterior pituitary produces growth hormone GH, that is called as the growth hormone. Growth hormone. ACTH is called as adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. The TSH is called as thyroid stimulating hormone, and FSH and LH, they are called as FSH and LH. Follicle stimulating hormone, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. This is also the same. Then prolactin. Or prolactin hormone PRH. So these are the 6 hormones produced by the anterior pituitary portion. The pituitary gland is divided into two portions. The first one is posterior portion and the second is the anterior portion. The posterior portion produces ADH and oxytocin, two hormones, whereas the anterior pituitary produces six hormones called as growth hormone, adrenocorticotrophic hormone, then thyroid stimulating hormone, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone in male and female. This is the male, this is the female, and prolactin, BRH, that is the prolactin. So these are the six hormones produced by this anterior pituitary. The first one, the posterior pituitary produces ADH, that is vasopressin, that's also called as vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone. And oxytocin. Vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin to produce the ADH acts on kidney. The target of ADH, antidiuretic hormone, is nothing but the kidney. Oxytocin acts on breast as well as on uterus in the female. The uterus, which is a bag-like structure in which the fetus develops. The fetus develops. ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಗು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಚೀಲಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಟ್ರಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. So that uterus, on that uterus, this oxytocin works. Likewise, in the posterior, in the anterior pituitary gland, this is the anterior portion which produces the growth hormone, acts on the bones and the soft tissues. Then ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, that acts on the adrenal gland. The TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, acts on the thyroid gland. Then FSH and LH in male act on the testis, that is the gonads. Testis is a male sex organ. The male sex organ is called as testis. It acts on the testis. Whereas the FSH and the LH in a female act on the ovary, the female sex organ, ovary, which produces the follicles and the corpus luteum. These are the follicles. And this is corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. So on the follicles or the Graafian follicles or the ova or the cells produced by the ovary, that is the ovum follicle, that is the follicle or the Graafian follicle and the corpus luteum, on which the FSH and LH act in the female, whereas in the male it acts on the testis. It stimulates the testis. So all these hormones, they stimulate the different organs to produce the hormones which are very much necessary for the activities, further activities, for the gland activities. So these hormones are at posterior pituitary, ADH and oxytocin, anterior pituitary, they are 6 in number. Now coming to the vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone. The first one, antidiuretic hormone. The first point, when the loss of water is more and excreted out in urine in the body, when the loss of water is more, which is excreted by the urine. The osmotic pressure of blood is raised. The osmotic pressure is raised. This mechanism I have already told. So the osmotic pressure of the blood is raised. Pressure of blood is raised and it becomes more concentrated. The blood becomes more concentrated due to the loss of water, which stimulates the supraoptic nucleus. This supraoptic nucleus to they are called as osmoreceptors. Osmoreceptors are present in that supraoptic nucleus, which is stimulated by the loss of water to produce ADH, that is the antidiuretic hormone, which comes down here. It comes down and stored in the vesicles. In the vesicles here, which are called as herring bodies. Herring bodies. Vesicles or herring bodies of nerve endings of posterior pituitary. When they are required, they are released by posterior pituitary gland in the bloodstream. So these are, when they are required, then they are released in the bloodstream from the posterior pituitary gland. The second point, the vasopressin or ADH maintains the water balance in the blood. When more water is lost through urine, it acts on DCT and collecting tubules. When more water is lost from the urine, the ADH acts on the water balance, acts on the kidney to balance the water loss. When more water is lost through urine, it acts on the DCT, that is the distal convoluted tubule, DCT, and collecting tubules, and enhances the selective reabsorption of water back into the blood. The reabsorption of water is increased in the kidney by this ADH, and this water is taken up by the blood, and that blood becomes a balanced one, so that the osmotic pressure comes down. When the osmotic pressure goes high, the concentration of the blood is more, and this stimulates the ADH release in the bloodstream. When the blood comes to the kidney, it acts on the DCT or the distal convoluted tubule and the collecting tubules to reabsorb water more in the blood, and the blood becomes diluted. So this is the action of the ADH. Now coming to the second one, that is oxytocin. Oxytocin. This hormone is also synthesized by neurons located in the paraventricular nucleus. Paraventricular nucleus by hypothalamus, which pass down along the axons to the posterior pituitary. They also come to the posterior pituitary. And which pass down along the axons to the posterior pituitary and release into the bloodstream. They release the hormones oxytocin in the bloodstream. Whenever required, they are released out in the bloodstream and come down to act on breast as well as uterus. The oxytocin acts on the breast and uterus. Anterior pituitary Now coming to the anterior one, the two ADH and oxytocin is over. Anterior pituitary is growth hormone. The first one is the growth hormone, which is also called as somatotrophin. Growth hormone or somatotrophin. This is also called as somatotrophin, which is nothing but the growth hormone. Point number one, it stimulates the growth of bones and soft tissues. I already told you. It stimulates the bone and the soft tissues. It promotes entire body growth by cell division. It promotes the entire body growth by cell division. So this is the first one, that is the growth hormone in the anterior pituitary. In the anterior pituitary produces the growth hormone which acts on the bones and soft tissues and enhances the cell division and the growth of the organs. Now the second one is adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone, ACTH. The first point is the corticotrophin releasing hormone CRH. That is CRH, corticotrophin releasing hormone. The hypothalamus this is pituitary. The corticotrophic releasing hormone is produced by hypothalamus. The corticotrophin is released from the pituitary by the corticotrophin releasing hormone from hypothalamus promotes the synthesis and release of ACTH by anterior pituitary. So this hormone ACTH is synthesized and released by the direction of CRH, that is corticotrophin releasing hormone from hypothalamus. Hypothalamus first releases CTRH and stimulates the pituitary, anterior pituitary to produce ACTH and to produce ACTH. So likewise, the ACTH stimulates growth and activity of adrenal cortex, releasing the output of adrenocortical steroids such as cortisol. This adrenal gland is stimulated by ACTH released by the anterior pituitary by the influence of CTRH of hypothalamus, acts on the adrenal gland to produce its hormones. So the adrenal gland hormones are produced by stimulation of ACTH of pituitary gland. Next point, it also controls the production of steroid hormones called glucocorticoids by adrenal cortex. It acts on the adrenal cortex mainly. The ACTH acts on the adrenal cortex to produce the hormones and the steroids. The steroids such as glucocorticoids are also produced by the stimulation of ACTH on cortex of the adrenal gland. Now coming to the third one, that is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. The thyrotrophin releasing hormone TRH. Again one more, TRH. The TRH of the hypothalamus stimulates the anterior pituitary to produce TSH. The TRH, thyroid releasing hormone. The thyrotrophin releasing hormone TRH from hypothalamus promotes the synthesis and release of TSH from anterior pituitary. Point number 2, it stimulates growth and activity of thyroid gland. This stimulates the growth and activity of the thyroid gland. It also stimulates the production of thyroid hormones, that is thyroxine T4 and triiodothyroxine, thyronine, that is T3. T3 and T4 are the hormones produced by the thyroid gland, and this is stimulated by the TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone produced by the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is produced by the pituitary gland. Now the next point is exposure to cold is a powerful stimulation of TSH secretion. The TSH is secreted in the cold season. When there is cold or the temperature is less outside in the environment, then TSH secretion will be more, which leads to the increased thyroid hormone releases. Thyroid hormone releases are increased during the cold and increases the metabolic rate, which increases the metabolic rate. Now, the next one is the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. The follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. FSH and LH are called gonadotrophins or sex hormones. They are called as sex hormones or gonadotrophins because they stimulate the gonads in the male and as well as in the female. The ovaries are stimulated by the gonadotrophins and the testis is also stimulated by the gonadotrophin, that is the follicle stimulating hormone FSH and the luteinizing hormone. They are secreted just before puberty and gradually increase. Just before puberty, ಮಕ್ಕಳು 15 ವರ್ಷ ಬರುವಾಗ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಗಂಡಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಹಿರಿತನ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಮೀಸೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಗಡ್ಡ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. Then penis also it has to be developed. Likewise in female, the ovary should be developed. The ovary complete develop ಆಗಬೇಕು, uterus develop ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ these hormones are very necessary. FSH and LH. They are secreted just before puberty and gradually or slowly they increase. The next point is the gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Again, this is also stimulated by the gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Gonadotrophin releasing hormone. This is produced by the hypothalamus, which stimulates the anterior pituitary to produce the FSH and LH. The FSH and LH of the pituitary are released by the stimulation of gonadotrophin releasing hormone of hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is a very important gland which produces the stimulators for the pituitary to produce its hormones. So gonadotrophin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus promotes the synthesis and release of these gonadotrophins from anterior pituitary. Next point is rising level of these hormones at puberty promotes maturation of reproductive organs in both male and female. I already told you. In both male and female, the sex organs or the reproductive organs should be developed completely by the action of these hormones at puberty level. At puberty, this hormone promotes the maturation of reproductive organs in male and also in female. In male, FSH stimulates growth and development of in female. First we will take the female. In female, just a minute, we will take male only, male then female, because male is the first one. Male. In male, FSH with testosterone, that is androgen, stimulates the production of male gametes. This is produced, this acts on a testis to produce spermatozoa. That is male sex cell. Male sex cell. So FSH and androgen. Androgen is a hormone produced by the testis. It is also called as testosterone. The testosterone and or the androgen, which is produced by the testis, along with FSH produced by the pituitary, that is the anterior pituitary, acts on the testis to produce spermatozoa, that is a male sex cell. In female, the LH stimulates the interstitial cells of ovaries to produce in female, FSH stimulates growth and development of ovarian follicles that is female gamete ova, female sex cell or gamete, male gamete, female gamete. Female sex cell or the female gamete, that is the ova. The spermatozoa is the sperm. The sperms are produced in the male by FSH and androgen. In female, the FSH reacts on the ovarian follicles to produce ova. They are nothing but the female sex cells. Now, the LH in the male the LH in male LH in males stimulates the interstitial cells of testis to produce testosterone, or it is also called as androgen. Androgen or testosterone. In female, LH stimulates the ovaries. LH stimulates the ovaries to produce estrogen. Estrogen during menstrual cycle. This is during menstrual cycle. Both FSH and LH control the secretion of estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone, they are produced in the female by the stimulation of FSH and LH. Secretion of estrogen and progesterone are controlled by FSH and LH both. So this is about LH and FSH. The last one is prolactin hormone. Prolactin hormone is called as a lactogenic hormone. It is secreted during pregnancy to prepare the breast for lactation. That is the milk production after childbirth. The prolactin releasing hormone PRH released by the hypothalamus stimulates the anterior pituitary to produce prolactin hormone. Immediately after birth, suckling stimulates the hormone secretion and milk production. The suckling of the breast by the fetus, by the just took birth child, when it suckles the breast, then this is stimulated for the secretion of this hormone. The presence of high level of this hormone in the blood reduces the incidence of consumption during lactation. During lactation, the consumption of the pregnancy is stopped due to this hormone. It causes enlargement of mammary glands of the breast and initiate the maintenance of lactation in mammals. It helps in the enlargement of the mammary glands and the breast and initiate the maintenance of lactation. ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿಸೋದು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿಸೋದನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. That is the last one. That is prolactin, PRH, which is produced during pregnancy and after the birth of the child. When the birth of the child takes place, this hormone release will be more for the lactation of the child or the just born baby. So this is about the prolactin. Now tomorrow we are going to study about the next one, that is the thyroid gland and parathyroid glands. Tomorrow onwards we will start the Next one, that is the parathyroid, then parathyroid gland, which are the hormones produced by the thyroid and parathyroid, and what are the actions of the hormones. Thank you very much.